And we are recording. First of all, thanks to everyone who is watching this one shot, this horror one shot called Beyond the Backrooms. This time we have Tyler, Alberto, and Josh. You have seen them in my other actual place. This time, they're. Oh, excuse me, let me turn off this notification. Mhm. There we go. Okay. This time they are going to play as themselves. They are actually getting truly immersed. They're going to be relying on the real life skills and their stats, so to speak, even though they didn't have enough points to represent themselves perfectly in the game. They gave an arrangement of their perceived self stats. Now, before we get started, Tyler, what are your expectations for this one shot?
Well, I'm kind of not expecting anything, and I think that's what's so exciting about it. Anything could happen. I think there are so many different ways that it could be run. So, yeah.
Okay, Alberto, any thoughts?
I guess my initial thoughts going into this game is that, well, sort of like what Tyler was thinking, but on my own sense that I'm not really sure what to expect. I guess I do expect that it's going to be probably going to be really challenging to try to make it out alive. Um, and But I know that with good role playing and some quick thinking and a little bit of luck, that anyone could probably come out of this alive. But we'll see.
Excellent. Josh?
I'm excited overall to see kind of what you bring to the table, really, Abraham. It'll be interesting to see a complete horror take from you. And of course, with Alberto and Tyler, I'm kind of looking forward to see what we can pull together as a team and what we're willing to sacrifice and such, depending on what it's called for. So,
And to let everyone else know, there are probably going to be deaths. When one of the players die, when he dies, he clicks on the deactivate audio and the deactivate camera button on the lower left, and they are out of the game, but they are still going to participate at the end, giving their thoughts on the entire session. Hopefully, they will survive long enough. Hopefully, the entire thing, but we have yet to see. And so we begin. You suddenly find yourselves in a very uncanny place. It looks to be a hotel hallway. Everything is of a pistachio green color. The walls, the floor, the ceiling. The wallpaper has a strange hexagonal pattern to it. Strangely enough, the lighting, the illumination is good, but there are no lamps and no light bulbs. And at the end of each section of this hallway, there is at the section one exit going right, the other one going left. This is the same at both extremes of this hallway.
I look behind me to see if there's anywhere I came from.
Tyler notices that Josh and Alberto are standing next to him.
guys, what?
Well,
At
sort of-
least I somewhat know you two. I know you both from YouTube. Crazy
yeah,
enough.
same. Is this some kind of weird dream I'm having?
not sure. The last thing I remember was I was actually playing in Abraham's Dark and Terrible campaign, and all the power went out in my house. And then in my monitor, I started to see a glow, and I stood up and turned around, and then I found myself here in this hallway next to YouTube.
I was crawling into my crawl space in my attic to see if I had any leaking going on since it's been storming so much, and then now I'm here.
You see, it's funny because I was actually watching a on YouTube in my chair, um, essentially videos on how to be a better role player, and I don't know. I just took a sip of my cup of tea that I just made, and I have no idea. I'm just as clueless as you guys, but probably shouldn't stay here.
I guess not. Well, looks like there's only two ways forward. You guys thinking to hug the left wall, the classic maze strategy?
You are suddenly interrupted by the sound of. Josh is certain of it. It sounds like squeaky wheels coming from the left side at the end of the corridor.
Guys, do you hear that? Maybe some type of cart or something rolling. I begin to walk towards the noise slowly, putting them back against the wall.
I'll look around to see if there's anything I can grab, like a melee implement.
Look around to see if there's any potential rooms that we might be able to go into or potentially hide in if there's danger ahead.
Tyler and Alberto notice that there are no pieces of furniture whatsoever and no doors in this section. Josh can hear the sound coming closer, and now he spots it. A small blue tricycle without no one riding it. It is making its way into the hallway.
Ooh.
I'm not sure if you gentlemen are well versed in things of the spiritual or supernatural nature, but I would assume that this tricycle is not just by itself, if you catch my meaning.
I don't think we should interact with it if at all possible. Let's maybe go the other way and see if we can find something halfway useful.
As soon as my eyes make contact with the tricycle, I immediately slowly turn around and begin walking quietly away.
The tricycle keeps moving forward, apparently ignoring Josh. It keeps on going towards the other end of the hallway.
Well, hopefully it's just strange.
I think I'm going to walk around this tricycle and just avoid any physical contact with it whatsoever.
Yeah,
And
I think so too. Yeah.
You suddenly notice that the tricycle reaches the other end and takes a sharp turn to the right and disappears in that other section.
Well, now I'm conflicted. Do you think we should go where it came from or stick to the right?
Well, the tricycle seems to be, well, I suppose it's rational to say that it's going somewhere for some reason.
Yeah.
If it's going to go somewhere, it wouldn't go to its own place of destruction or demise.
Yeah,
Might
I
not be a bad
suppose.
road to follow.
All right. Let's keep on going right. Maybe we can find whatever the hell this place is.
You guys go on ahead. I'm going to be right behind you. I'm just going to catch my breath for a moment.
Okay. All right.
Sounds good.
You notice that the tricycle keeps on going through this new section to the right. And it is in this new section that you see many wooden doors in the style of a 90s hotel.
Okay.
The tricycle keeps on going and stops in front of a wooden door.
I guess it's just a total gamble at this point as to whether or not this is a trap of some sort.
You suddenly hear a click just in front of the tricycle at the very door where it is stationed at.
I'm going to hide around the corner just out of sight in case anything comes out. And but hopefully I can get an eye just in case to see if anything is friendly or not friendly.
I'll stack up behind Alberto and be ready to take anything that's coming from the other end.
After a few seconds, the tricycle disappears.
It could be giving us a hint. It could be leading us to something awful. But I don't think we can stay here.
No.
What do you say one of us either knocks on the door or probably opens it? Anybody want to go first?
I'll give it a try. I walk over to the door and knock on it. Hello? Anybody home?
There is no response.
All right. Didn't get anything. I'm going to open it. And be ready if, I don't know, it shoots fire out or something.
As soon as you take hold of the handle, it won't budge. It is locked.
Maybe not.
Suddenly, Josh can hear the sound of squeaky wheels again, coming from the same direction. And Josh notices the tricycle, the same blue tricycle, coming into the hallway once more.
I crouch down, looking at the tricycle carefully, and begin to kind of follow behind it as it motions down the hall.
The tricycle follows the same trajectory, once again, making its right turn, moving into the same section, stationing, taking place in front of the same door. And
Tyler.
you hear a click.
Alberto, do you see this?
I do. I'm pondering, what if where the tricycle starts, what if there's some sort of key or necessary item that'll allow us to get through this door? Maybe it's giving us a clue or a hint.
Now
Maybe.
you hear a couple of steps behind that same door.
I don't know, guys. I'm not really a fan of any of the stuff that's happening right now. So
I'm not either. Let's try to retrace the tricycle steps and see if there's anything there. I like Alberto's idea.
The tricycle disappears once again, and as you retrace your steps towards the route where the tricycle started to move, you notice that there is another section to the left from whence it came, and the tricycle simply appears out of thin air. And at the end of that hallway, that also has many doors, there is a single plastic plant pot in the corner.
Maybe a key under the pot? I suppose it's worth a check. I walk over to the pot and lift it up to see if there's a key or anything under it.
As soon as Tyler approaches the pot, he disappears.
Alberto.
Did you see what I saw?
Tyler.
I look back to see if I can see my compatriots.
It seems that Tyler is in nothingness. That is the only thing he could describe this place. It is all gray, but he is still alive and well, at least by his estimation.
Okay. Whatever happened to Tyler, maybe we should hold off on trying to do the same thing, interacting with this plant. There are these other doors here. I wonder if we investigate them slowly. I'm going to check one of these doors, and actually, let me just open this one right here and see if there's anything inside rather than interact with this plant.
It seems that the door is locked, but you hear that another door has opened, the door at the far end. The tricycle has once more reached that door, and you hear someone stepping out of there.
I try to close my eyes and visualize the plant in the hallway, Josh and Alberto, as hard as I can.
Tyler is unable to do that, but he can see some sort of strange weekend light at the end of some sort of tunnel. But it is clear to him, it is a very different place. Wherever that light will take anyone, it is very different from this current place.
I move slightly forward to where Tyler walked, just put my arm out, seeing if I can reach for him, possibly grab towards him.
The moment Josh does that, he also blinks out, and his presence is with Tyler.
Oh, there you are. For better or worse, I suppose.
Lost
Suddenly,
track of you.
Alberto
Yeah.
sees a man dressed in a white shirt Jeans, plain looking gray jeans, normal sneakers. He looks pretty average, except where his eyes should be, there is only flesh, and his mouth exhibits a disturbing grin.
Oh hell no. Oh hell no. I'm not going to deal with this. I reach out to put my hand around the plant and see if I can disappear as well.
The moment you do just that, you face into this new place. Tyler, Josh, and Alberto are pulled and they are transported. They are suddenly within this huge multi level parking lot. It seems to be out in the open, a tower structure style parking lot. You seem to be at the third level. There are buildings surrounding this parking lot at the other side of the streets.
Huh.
Talk about disorienting.
Yeah. Look out into the street to see if there's any people walking around or cars driving, any signs of life.
The streets are completely empty, not even a single car. And yet, you notice that there is a grayish looking silhouette standing in the middle of the street, looking back at you.
Guys, there's something that I need to tell you. You didn't notice it because you left pretty early, but before I joined you guys, I did see a figure wearing a white that had a very sinister looking grin with no eyeballs. So we should really be careful where we tread.
There's something in the streets. I couldn't get a clear picture of what it was, but I don't recommend staring at it or making eye contact with it if it has eyes or a place where there should be eyes. So, I mean, I suppose there's no place but down.
Yeah, there's got to be a phone or something around, an emergency.
Maybe
Alarm,
something like that.
something.
Maybe like a fire system.
Yeah, there should be an elevator. Let's just look for some type
Yeah,
of
let's-
egress, and
Yeah.
I'll walk around and begin to search and see if I see any kind of nooks or crannies where it might be an elevator or a door or possible stairway going down.
Josh, while you're exploring in that avenue, I'm going to be looking upstairs, and I'm walking upstairs to see if we can get a vantage point in this parking garage. But of course, I'm not gonna walk too far away from earshot of you gentlemen.
This parking lot, this multi-level parking lot, is uncannily bare. The only features of note are a couple of ramps that give access to the higher levels and the lower levels. And Josh has spotted movement in one of the nearby buildings.
I move closer in that general direction, trying to get a better look.
Josh, you see something?
Yeah, I saw some movement. It could just be my eyes playing tricks on me, but it looked like something over there in that building across from us.
Josh can clearly see various silhouettes through the windows. They are all walking backwards. They are even going downstairs backwards where the windows are sufficiently large enough to see them. And
Guys.
Josh also spots the gray silhouette standing in the middle of the street, but it is now closer to the parking lot.
Guys, come over here and check this out, man.
Yeah.
Looks like a bunch of guys over here in the window, but everybody's moving backwards. There's something going on down the street too. I don't know. This is just too weird for me.
Maybe. Hold on. If I disappear again, I guess you'll know what to do. I'm going to start walking up the stairs backwards.
I'm gonna walk. I'll be walking backwards downstairs, and
good
maybe
idea.
that'll trigger something.
Yeah.
As soon as you do that, both of you, you feel a strange distortion, a sense of being in a different place, and yet you are still here in the parking lot. And a red car, a sports car that seems to be unidentifiable, It doesn't seem to belong to any brand. Appears in the middle of the parking lot.
Huh. Is that a Miata? Is it a Camaro? I can't
What do you
tell
think?
what that is. What? Huh. Well, we just did something. Here, Josh, you try. See if we get more detail or something.
What are you doing exactly?
We just walk backwards. That's all we did.
Walk backwards.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
walk backwards.
Okay. I'll slowly start to walk backwards as well.
Nothing seems to happen. The car remains in place.
Okay.
But at the very corner of his eye, Josh can spot the silhouette now standing at the very bottom of the parking lot, of the multi-level parking lot.
Who or whatever that is starting to come into the parking garage.
I will take my chances with the Bizarro car before I take it with that thing, given what Alberto's seen. I'll run over to the car, see if it opens.
Yeah, if there's anything that I've learned is that it's likely that I think there's a pattern that if we idle in a place for an extended period of time, something is going to come towards us, as it did before I was the last one to leave that hotel area. So I think I'm with Tyler. I think we should probably see what we can do with this Bizarro car that has appeared before us.
Take some leaps of faith.
As soon as Tyler approaches the car, he disappears into nothingness.
I'm approaching. I'm going to go after him. I will be second. I'm not going to stay here.
Alberto also disappears.
I take a quick moment just to look and see if I can see the silhouette before approaching the car.
You can no longer see it, but you suddenly feel the entire place collapsing upon you. You feel crushed completely, and yet you suddenly snap out of it, but it felt so real. So it was your death, but at the same time, it was not. You have lost 1 point of sanity.
Oof. I start to jog towards the car.
And you face out. You are all suddenly transported. You appear at the entrance of what seems to be an 80s style school. You are inside the school. You can see classrooms and offices in this ground floor, separated by walls and large windows. The place seems to be devoid of any sort of furniture except a furnace near what could be considered the West Wing.
Wow, talk about a flash to the past.
Yeah, first the 90s, now the 8. Are we moving back walking backwards? I think we're going back a decade at a time.
Regardless
Very
of
interesting.
what time period we're going into, I think there's one thing clear is that there seem to be triggers within this plane of existence that we somehow found ourselves in. And
Yeah.
I think that we should keep looking for these triggers, and hopefully we can keep moving beyond these areas to hopefully get to a place of safety.
Yeah. Only thing here is a old furnace.
You suddenly hear a loud banging inside of the furnace. Bang, bang, bang.
I've seen Nightmare on Elm Street plenty enough, guys. I don't know that I'm going to be hanging around this place too long.
Yeah, well, look around to see if there's anything else other than this furnace, or if this school just appears to be completely empty.
I follow Tyler pretty closely.
What appears to be an access to the upper levels next to the furnace. But all of the windows and the door, they are completely locked and closed, and there is not a single piece of furniture anywhere.
Well, this furnace is kind of creeping me out, I'm not going to lie. But like the car in the plant, it somehow might be the key to go to the next area.
It might. I'm going to take a quick step upstairs just to see if there's anything else and make sure some thing isn't trapping us to, tricking us to rubbing a genie's lamp or something. I don't know.
I'm carefully approaching the furnace, and just in case it's something spooky, I'm taking my shoe and I'm just gonna throw my shoe at the furnace, see what happens.
Oh, good idea.
The moment Tyler and Alberto approach the furnace, the door to the furnace opens completely. Alberto tosses his shoe in, and he realizes that there seems to be a long tunnel leading deeper into the furnace.
What the hell?
But Tyler notices that the staircase definitely leads to the next floor.
I'm still gonna take a peek upstairs, but that's odd.
I move my ear closer to the furnace, not very close, but I'm listening to see, or to hear rather, if I can hear anything of note coming from the furnace.
For a moment, it seems as if Alberto heard breathing.
I don't know about this tunnel, this furnace, guys. I think there's something or someone alive in there.
Well, I think if we go in, we go together then.
If we go in, we go together. But why don't we explore the next floor first and
Yeah.
just weigh our options?
Yeah.
That sounds like a solid plan, fellas. I take my hands and pat down my clothing, just out of curiosity, to see if I have anything in my pockets.
I pick up my shoe before I go off. Definitely don't want to walk around without
Yeah.
my shoes.
The moment Alberto tries to pick up his shoe, he feels as if a slimy, sticky hand reaches from the furnace, reaches out and grabs his arm and starts to pull him into the furnace.
Oh, no way. Guys, can you give me a hand here?
Oh, yep. I wrap double underhooks around Alberto and start pulling back.
Whacking this arm, trying to get the slime off of my arm.
You manage to help Alberto, but the door to the furnace is slammed shut, and you can hear a sound of giggling.
Okay, yeah, furnace, bad idea. Let's definitely go upstairs. Josh, you got anything, or your pocket's empty?
Josh notices that his pockets are completely empty.
No, I was just hoping maybe I had something on me. I didn't quite remember. It's like I lost track of time. So
I had a screwdriver with me when I went up to the attic to take the crawl space cover off, but now I'm just clothes on my back like the rest of you, I guess. Yeah, let's go upstairs. Move swiftly on.
Let me see if I have anything in my pockets.
Alberto's pockets are empty as well.
I'm empty just like you guys.
is your arm okay?
I mean, it seems to feel fine. I mean, I think there's just get a little of that slime off. That's kind of gross. Oof.
All right,
If you don't
guys. I
want
guess
that on
we
you.
should hurry along, I suppose.
I think so. Let's make some haste.
Yeah.
You notice that the second floor is almost an exact replica of the ground floor, but the staircase continues, perhaps to a third floor.
Okay, nothing on this one. I guess let's keep going up.
I look down the hall just to see if I can see anything of interest.
There is nothing of interest, but now you hear a loud, furious banging coming from the furnace once again.
Oh man, let's see. Downstairs is just the same as this floor.
Yeah.
And if my instincts are correct, then the next floor is going to be probably the same as this floor, like a never-ending pattern of rooms and staircases.
Well, we have to. All we can do is hope that's not the case, I guess.
It's got to be impossible. I start to jog up the stairs quickly.
Yeah. I'll follow after Josh.
Likewise.
You notice that the third floor is an exact replica again, but more disturbingly, you now hear that the door to the furnace opens with a slam, and you can hear giggling. coming from downstairs.
Maybe it's the same as the last place. Try to go backwards up the stairs.
I'm up for anything in this weird place.
As Tyler does just that, there isn't any observable change, nothing particularly noteworthy. But now he looks at something coming from below. What could be described as the corpse of a burned child, crawling at disturbing speed. It seems to be completely burned. The fat of the body, the oils, are covering the entire corpse, and it is looking at Tyler with dead eyes. Tyler suffers 1 point of sanity. The creature keeps advancing.
Try to shield my eyes from it and throw a low side kick at it just to shove it down the stairs. Guys, there's something over here. Walking backwards ain't doing a thing.
It feels as if you have hit a concrete wall. It is too heavy to move, but it seems that the creature is amused by your attempt. It is rubbing the place where you hit it, and it is giggling.
You know, gentlemen, I hate to say this, but we might have to take our chances with the creepy furnace.
I guess so. If it's just going to come out, then yeah, whatever.
There's nothing else out here. It's either this baby weirdo looking thing or this furnace slimy looking thing.
I start to run past them as they're talking, try to get past the strange baby.
Yeah, I try to avert my eyes and run past it.
Likewise, I
You
run
quickly
past.
make your way through it, the three of you. And you see that the furnace is completely shut.
I knock on the furnace. Actually, no. I bang on the furnace. Bang, bang, bang. And see if it opens.
No response, no effect whatsoever.
Trying to get this damn thing open. Start pulling on the handle.
It is impossible to open it, apparently. And now the creature is crawling downwards, even faster.
What the hell? I
Hmm.
guess we haven't checked the east wing.
It's worth a try. Let's sprint down that way.
Otherwise, it's just going to tire us out.
You make your way to the east end, and it is a dead end. And now the creature is crawling after you.
We still have the north and the south end. I'm running towards the north end to see if there's anything of notable interest.
Another dead end.
It's nothing
I
over
wonder
here,
if we can
guys.
just leave. Maybe this one's a red herring. I'd try to open the front doors to the school and just go back the way we came.
I'll follow you, Tyler.
Sure, that's worth a shot. Stay together. I think that's a good rule of thumb.
As you try to make your way avoiding the creature, it jumps at a disturbing speed. It propels itself and latches on to Alberto and looks at his eyes. He takes 1 point of sanity. He feels as if his soul is being wrenched from his body. And it is still clinging.
Pushing this thing off of me. It's like,
Yeah, I try to grab this thing and just double underhook, chuck it off.
The creature goes out flying. It seems to be stunned for a moment.
Okay. Physical attacks work somewhat on it. That's good news. Ugh. God. Ugh.
It is fast recovering.
Let's run to the front, fellas.
Yeah.
all right, let's front to the front.
I'm going to try to sidestep the creature and begin running down the hall.
Mm-hmm. Follow behind quickly.
You avoid it, and you are now at the front entrance.
Let's see if the door's open.
They are locked.
I'm going to try to force them open.
Yeah, I'll start helping.
They won't budge whatsoever. And now the creature is coming towards you once again.
Who we need to go back to the actual ground floor?
Why don't we go back to the actual ground floor
You
and go
suddenly
back to the
notice
furnace?
that you have been in the ground floor all along.
Oh, well, I guess we still are on the ground floor. Oh, man,
Maybe
there's got to
lead
be
the
something to do with
thing-
this furnace.
Lead the thing back to the furnace.
Exactly. We'll attempt to do that at least.
Yeah. How about I run to the furnace? I'll try to hold it, and then as it lunges at one of you guys, open it and then slam it in there. Maybe.
It's worth a shot.
All right. I'll head down to the furnace.
The creature keeps advancing, making its way, and now it is within distance. And it lunges at you.
Try to rip the door open.
It won't budge. And now Tyler has the creature on top of him. It is trying to look into your eyes.
Try to throw up a boxing shell guard to guard my eyes and frame off of it, push it away.
Try to not just knock it off of him and hit it on the head. Try to stun it if possible.
You manage to wrench it off of Tyler, and once again it is thrown off. It seems to be stunned once more, but it is fast recovering.
Here, what if all three of us try to open it?
We can either all of us try, or all of us can try to gain up on this thing. But I don't know if that's going to really
I
work.
don't
in
think
this
it's going to be a
limited
permanent
existence.
solution.
Before the baby recovers, I leap down on it and try to grab its head and cover its eyes. Just wrestle with it somewhat for a moment.
It is impossible for Josh to do that.
Crap.
You are sent. The creature has become stronger, apparently, and you are tossed aside. The creature is definitely stronger now.
Yeah, definitely not a permanent solution.
I bang harder and harder on the furnace, and fighting against my urges to be completely creeped out, I begin to giggle and try to mimic the laughter of this slimy creature that was in this furnace, banging harder and harder.
That's it.
Try to get a response.
The furnace door opens, and suddenly the creature is pulled into it, and it is once again locked.
Wow. Oh my god. I can't believe we figured that one out.
And now you can hear a growl inside of the furnace.
Well, we definitely pissed it off now if it wasn't already.
Is there a way to fire that thing up over there? You
I
guys
don't
see
know.
anything?
I look under the furnace, see if there's a pilot light or something.
There is nothing whatsoever.
Damn. Look around, see if anything else has changed or if we're just back to square one.
Wait a minute. Isn't there no, because we tried to go up on the next floors and we kept staying on the ground floor the
The
entire
place is a
time.
dead end.
It's a dead end. I look all around the furnace and see no, Tyler already did that. There's nothing of noteworthiness on the furnace.
I mean, a second pair of eyes is always good. Maybe I missed something.
Can I open the furnace physically now?
There is nothing noteworthy.
Josh, who are you talking to?
Where are we?
We're in some weird hell school, man. I don't know what's going on.
There's no furniture. There's no chalkboards or anything. It's just this furnace here, and we can't go up or down.
Alberto just notices something. There were no chalkboards in the ground floor, nor in the second floor. But in the third floor, it suddenly comes back to him. There were chalkboards.
Wait a minute, guys. I think I was wrong. I think there actually is chalkboards on the third floor. There's only this furnace here. I don't think we have anything to lose to check out those chalkboards and see if there's something we can interact with.
I mean, I guess, yeah. I thought they were all identical, but hell, I don't know. Then start going up the third floor.
I run up ahead to go to the third floor and immediately go to the chalkboards.
Interesting. If Alberto says the chalkboard's up there, let's go look.
Nothing better to do than
Start.
trust him.
Walking upstairs.
you notice that indeed in the third floor there are chalkboards, but there seem to be no chalk whatsoever, no chalk to draw on the boards.
Huh.
There's no chalk on these chalkboards, but what if we were to put our hands on this chalkboard or try to draw something on the chalkboard with our fingertips?
Yeah,
What
maybe
if
it's a
something
little
happened?
dusty. Yeah.
You also notice that the staircase keeps going up.
There's a fourth floor. Wouldn't there? I'm going to stop questioning things at this point. Well, I mean, if there's more stuff on the third floor, then maybe there's yet more stuff on the fourth floor. I'll start walking up it.
Starting to get somewhat winded, but one more floor, I'm sure we'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll follow you up there.
You guys do that. I'm going to see if I can get anything to happen with these chalkboards here.
Okay, we'll come back down if it's no luck.
Tyler and Josh reach the fourth floor, and this is the end. The stairs end at this floor, and you notice that this floor is very different. There are chalkboards, but there is also chalk and an eraser, and one of the windows is open, and something seems to be drawn in one of the chalkboards. Alberto can hear the sound of banging inside of the furnace once more with greater potency.
Alberto!
Guys, I hear something from the furnace.
There's chalk up here, so come up here.
All right, let's grab some chalk and it looks like there's something on the chalk or on one of these boards drawn. Wonder what that is.
In the boards in this fourth floor, you can see two different drawings. One drawing depicts many people jumping to their deaths from this window and falling flat, completely flat on the ground, dying. The other drawing is the main entrance, and it is locked.
So I'm gonna go over and erase the dead people. Let's leap of faith here. Run with that, and then I guess the window's open. Maybe I could draw a ladder. I'm gonna draw a ladder on the front with the main floor. I'm gonna draw a ladder leading up to this window.
Alberto remembers something from his studies in philosophy. He remembers that many people throughout the ages have tried to affect their reality by drawing or painting.
Guys, I think that if we were to draw this, if we were to draw something that could lead us out of here, that might be the key with this chalkboard. Because
That's what I'm thinking.
anything that is of the mind somehow manifests into reality. There is that ancient saying, "As above, so below, and so below, as above." What if we were to do that? What if we drew like a portal at the outside of this window here that we could enter on this chalkboard?
Portal. Oh, all right. I was just thinking a ladder, but I guess that would just take us back out. Yeah, you probably got the better idea there.
You can hear the furnace door opening with a slam, and now something heavier is approaching fast.
Okay. I just draw a circle at the window. Make some swirls. Trying to make it really clear that this is a portal.
You draw it quite well, and yet there doesn't seem to be anything outside of the window, apparently.
Well, we couldn't see anything with the plant either. I'm going to stick my hand out the window.
Tyler disappears from view.
All right, I think that's our cue, Josh. I'm going after Tyler.
I think you're right. I just run towards the window and jump.
Likewise.
You all disappear and reappear in the middle of what appears to be a fog-enshrouded park. Everything is so foggy, impossible to see clearly. But just 10 feet away from you, there is a white, dirty-looking, dried-up fountain.
Okay. I think I like a fountain better than a furnace. It's some amount of reprieve. I wonder if people have left coins in the fountain. That's what people do. Look to the bottom.
The fountain is indeed completely empty and dried up, except there is a small stain of a brownish orange color.
Ooh, that I don't want to. I hope that's not what I think it is. That might be a stain of blood that's dried on this fountain here.
Yeah.
Tyler also notices something else. At the top of the fountain, there seems to be some sort of sculpture missing. The base seems to be broken. But there is also an indicator pointing to the north, to the east, to the west, and to the south.
Okay. We've got compasses. Alberto, correct me if I'm wrong, but if I remember correctly, northeast is not a great direction to go.
It's I mean, nothing's ever guaranteed, but I think I would probably refrain from going there, at least for now.
Looks like we need to find the statue piece and put it back, if I had to guess.
Josh's finely trained ear can hear the sound of loud thumping coming from the south.
Something to the south, guys.
Okay, let's head west.
Away from the noise for sure.
Away from the noise, away from
Away from the
energies.
noise. I'm looking at the ground to see if I can find any piece of that broken off fountain. See if there's anything noteworthy while we move.
There seem to be no pieces, no trace, no clue whatsoever. As you make your way to the west, you suddenly find a large garden of many flowers of all colors, of all types.
Hey, that's a nicer change of scenery.
I can appreciate this much more.
Yeah, let's not stay too long.
I kneel down and grab a handful of flowers and put them in my pocket. We might need these for later. Who knows?
Yeah, it might help.
Surprisingly enough, they are made out of plastic.
These are a bunch of fakes.
I guess it wouldn't make sense to have a marigold in a low nitrogen soil.
Why don't we keep moving, fellas?
Yeah, let's just try to see what's past the garden.
As you go past the garden, you are now back at the fountain. And Josh can hear the thumping getting louder.
North again?
Well, didn't we go west last time?
We did, yeah.
So why don't we try either north or east? We don't have too many options at this point.
I'm figuring if we go north, we're making a circle, a right-hand circle.
Well, why not give it a shot? We don't have a lot of time.
Yeah,
I think that's logical.
we'll start working north.
As you make your way north, you see that it ends in a huge, colossal wall that is too high to even see how tall it is. The fog makes it impossible for you to see the very top of the wall. But within that wall, you can see a tunnel, similar to tunnels that you would expect to find in a bicycle trail. The tunnel is almost completely blocked by concrete blocks, except for a small section that you can crawl into.
Ugh. Last resort, I think.
What are you guys thinking? Do you think we should explore this tunnel first, or do you think we should go east, see if there's anything there, and then come back over here?
You feel something at the back of your heads, the three of you. There is someone watching you from behind.
Ooh, that is creepy. All right. Maybe we should take a peek in these tunnels. I don't like the feeling that's going on here.
Here, I'll climb in, see if I can see anything, and if it's just pitch black, I'll pull me out.
You got it.
I turn towards the figure just to try to get a better look.
Josh spots a mannequin, an average looking mannequin, completely without clothes, and it is just standing there in front of you. Tyler can see some light at the end of the tunnel, and near that light, he spots three birds hopping around, small birds, but they seem to be made out of cardboard, and instead of a beak, they have a sharp nail. Three birds in total.
I don't think this is the way to go, but I think it might give us a hint as to how we get out of here. I see some birds with nails for beaks, and just like the plants, they're fake. They're made out of cardboard. There is some light at the end of it, but
I wonder if the birds have anything to do with the fountain, because back in our reality, sometimes birds like to hang around fountains
yeah,
or bird
we've got
baths.
and we've got a garden too.
Mhm.
So
Josh notices that the mannequin is now gone. It simply blinked out.
start pushing my way back out of the tunnel.
Guys, we might not have a lot of time. There was a mannequin that was behind us, and now it's just vanished.
Well,
Strangely enough, like everything else going on. What did you see, Tyler?
yeah, just those birds. Those weird
birds.
birds in the light at the end of the tunnel. I think we should check east because I can't really. We put together a theme, but not really anything specific.
I'll follow you to the east.
Yeah, let's take a nice jog east.
You find what seems to be an abandoned playground. It is quite small. It only has a single set of swings, a slide, and a sandbox. But sitting in one of those swings is the mannequin. And now it's missing its arms. The arms are on the ground. And at the section where the arm should join with the torso, you can see that inside of the mannequin there is bone, flesh, tissue, veins, and yet it is not dripping blood.
I'm
Keeping
That's the mannequin, fellas.
I figured
It had
as much.
arms before. I'm not sure what's going on with that.
Should we put the? Maybe we should be kind to this thing.
And now the mannequin once again vanishes.
Oh damn! It's gonna try to put its arms back on. I looked
That's
down to
what
see
it
if the
did
arms
earlier.
are still there.
I see. It vanishes. I wonder if it's going to lose any more body parts. Let's see. So it lost its arms. I wonder what that means. I interrupt the playground, specifically the sandbox, to see if anything happens.
It can't swing itself.
As you interact with this place, nothing seems to happen.
I walk over to the swing set where it was sitting, and as if I'm pushing someone on a swing.
Nothing seems to happen, but now you can hear, the three of you can hear loud thumping from the south, louder.
There doesn't seem to be anything here. Fellows, what do you think we take our chances, go down the tunnel at the end of the north tunnel? And see if we can find anything there. I know there's birds over there, as you said, Tyler.
I'm gonna sit on the other swing and swing on it and see if something happens.
As you do just that, the mannequin reappears, but now it is at the top of the slide. And now it has no legs.
Now I'm gonna go push it down the slide.
You're a brave man, Tyler.
As soon as you touch the mannequin, you can feel a sense of nausea, cold, and as if your veins are being pulled out of your fingers. You suffer 1 point of sanity.
Oh, okay. Touching it isn't the right idea.
The mannequin disappears.
So cold.
You're right, man.
Yeah, it's fine. I think you just don't touch it.
You guys keep looking for clues. I'm going to go towards the noise and just see if I can get an eye on whatever this horror is. I'm sure that's coming towards us.
I didn't feel bad for swinging in the swing set, so I think that might still be part of what it is. Alberto, do you want to try going down the slide?
Going down the slide.
That's
I
what made
we
it
can go
appear.
down the slide, but I think afterwards should probably go to the south and just try to get a complete picture as to what's going on here.
Maybe.
As Josh reaches the south, he spots this huge crack on the ground, dividing everything from side to side, and something seems to be approaching from that crack.
I think I've seen enough here. I'm just going to turn around and walk back slowly towards Tyler and Alberto.
Josh, what'd you see?
It's not good. The whole earth's opening up back there and something's coming out of it. So,
Okay, not south then.
no, maybe we should just go through that tunnel because I want to get as far away from whatever hell creature this is.
Go down the slide, see if something happens, and if it's nothing or nothing good, then go run to that tunnel, I guess.
All right, let's do it.
Nothing happens whatsoever, but now the mannequin reappears once more, and it is now headless. It's just the torso.
All right, gentlemen, let's go to the north and avoid this mannequin at all costs.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we've drained it of something. I don't know.
You are once more in front of the tunnel.
All right, well, I can give it a shot, right? Anyone want to go first?
Well, I know what to expect, so I'll start going in. I'm the
All
skinniest,
right.
so I'll make it out quickly if something bad is in there.
I'll try to pull you back and follow you behind you if anything goes haywire.
I pull on one of the blocks to see if I can kind of get it out and make it a little easier to get through.
Oh, good idea.
It seems to be impossible to move those blocks. Now Tyler is inside of the tunnel, and the birds start to fly towards him and start to peck him with their nails.
No, bad idea.
Oh,
Try to
come on
swat
over,
the
Tyler.
birds.
Josh, let me bring Tyler out. Bad idea.
Tyler manages to hit one of the birds, and it squashes against the wall, leaving a brownish orange stain.
I try to grab one of the birds and hold it as they pull me out.
You accomplish just that.
Okay. I got one. It left that same color as back at the fountain whenever it splat. Maybe we need to just go do the same thing?
I say we smash it on the fountain.
Yeah, let's go.
As soon as you approach the fountain, the mannequin is standing in front of you. Now it is whole again, and it is pointing with its finger in your direction. You all three feel as if your soul is being wrenched from your body. You barely just manage to remain within your body, but you feel as if you're about to die at any moment.
I think maybe we throw it at the... Take it and chuck it at the mannequin.
The moment you do just that, the mannequin is stained, and nothing happens to the mannequin. But now it points at Tyler.
Damn.
And Tyler dies. He falls down and vanishes.
Oh my God. Tyler, no.
I sprint
Down,
towards
man.
the mannequin and try to leap and knock it into the fountain.
The moment you do that, you are transported. And you both find yourselves in an elegant looking room. There is a single door outside of this room. The room is decorated with all sorts of flourishes, golden leaves, fruits. There is not a single piece of furniture. But on one wall, there is a painting. On that painting, the perfect representation of Alberto putting his right hand on his chest.
Huh. Well, that's pretty interesting.
You been here before? relatives?
I
there?
can't say I've been here before, but
Tyler. Where is Tyler?
Tyler, I think he got attacked by the mannequin and he just disappeared.
Maybe we'll find him in here somewhere.
I hope so. I don't know, but either way, I'm looking at this picture, this painting, and it looks like my hand is on my heart. And I replicate what's in the painting. I put my right hand over my heart and see what happens.
The moment you do just that, the painting starts to age rapidly.
Ooh. I look at my features, my skin, feel my face. I wonder if I'm getting older.
You seem fine.
All right.
I walk up to the mannequin and kind of touch it, push on it somewhat.
The moment you touch the painting, you feel as if it is actually loose. It can be separated from the wall.
Alberto, give me a hand. Let's pull this thing down.
Sure, you get one side, I'll grab the other, and we'll just pull it off.
Sounds good.
It is easy enough to do that. You reveal a tunnel behind the painting, but now you can also hear something coming from the ceiling. Many holes on the ceiling appear. They look like worms falling from the ceiling, and they all have small faces, small humanoid faces, and their teeth look like X-Acto knives, literally.
I push Alberto into the tunnel and start to follow him.
All right, let's get going. Yeah, thanks, Josh.
The moment you do that, you once again vanish, and you reappear in what appears to be a dark tunnel. It is a man-made tunnel. The floor, the walls, the ceiling, they are all carefully defined, and everything would be completely in darkness except that at the end of each section of this tunnel, there is a single light bulb, 2 light bulbs in total, one on each extreme. They are on the ground. They emit a pale white light. And in front of each light bulb, there seems to be a doorway leading somewhere.
First of all, thanks for the push, Josh. I appreciate it. That was some quick thinking back there.
Oh, no problem.
Well, it seems that there's 2 light bulbs and 2 doors right next to them. I wonder if me and you go to a light bulb each and at the respective locations and see if we can trigger something that'll bring us somewhere else.
I was thinking similar. As bad as I hate to split up, so to speak, sounds like a solid idea.
You both notice that near each of these light bulbs, there seem to be shards on the ground, glassy shards, as if someone had broken light bulbs here. And you can see the entrance clearly now. Both doorways lead into the same grand room. The subtle light of the light bulbs illuminates just enough for you to notice that this larger room is an auditorium of sorts. You see a section with many seats for people to watch some sort of performance, yet the seats are empty. On the other section of this grand room, there is a stage with what seems to be some sort of light, a stage light. And at the far end, you see identical doors from this side.
Well, shall we?
Yeah, let's explore this room. I'm wondering if anything will happen if we get on the stage and into the light, and if not, maybe we should explore the doors.
Fair enough. I slowly walk forward.
The stage light is completely off. It is turned off, but it has a fluorescent on and off switch on the side.
All right. I see this. There's a switch over here. Well, I guess I'll turn it on and see what happens.
I'll keep an ear out to see if I hear anything.
Click.
Josh cannot hear anything. And as Alberto turns on the light, it's actually projecting light towards the stage and the seats. The section of the stage that is being illuminated has perhaps dozens of faces painted on the wall. All of them, they seem to be screaming in anguish, in pain. And as the seats are illuminated, nonsensically, uncannily, you see a shadow sitting in one of the seats, looking at both of you.
Tyler? I start to walk forward towards the shadow.
Do you see Tyler, Josh?
I'm not sure.
The shadow looks nothing like Tyler's silhouette, and it is now standing up.
I don't think that's Tyler.
I think this is sort of one of those threats that kind of stalk us and get closer to us. We should probably keep our distance.
Hey, Alberto, give me some light over here. Hit him with it if you could.
All right, let's see. Let me just flick on a few switches. Move this over here. All right, let's see what that does.
Nothing else seems to work.
Oh, that's not doing much.
You do notice that there is light coming from the other two doors on the other side. It seems to be almost like a mirror copy of the other section you have just been to.
Joshua, I think there's some light coming from these other two doors right on over here. You think, why don't we investigate these doors and see what's on the other side?
Sure, Alberto, does it swivel?
Let's see. I'm trying to move this.
It is impossible to move it. It seems to be nailed to the floor.
That's not budging, man. It's not budging.
And now the shadow is slowly approaching you.
I'm walking through these doors. I'm going to leave the shadow behind and see what's on the other side.
Yes, I quickly run towards Alberto and follow in his footsteps.
It is perfectly clear. This entire structure has two identical corridors or tunnels. At the end of each section of these tunnels, there is a light bulb for 4 light bulbs in total. And all of the light bulbs have broken shards, broken pieces of another light bulb close to them.
There's 4 light bulbs this time instead of 2. Oh, man. Well, I don't like the feeling that shadow's giving us back there. What do you say we approach these light bulbs and see if there's somewhere else that we could walk to?
I want to get a better look at the light bulbs anyway. So yeah, that's a good idea. I walk forward towards the lights.
All right.
To examine them closer.
Let's go.
Josh notices that the broken shards next to the light bulb, they are exactly the same as they are the same model of light bulb, the same shape, everything.
Alberto, look around. Do you see any light bulbs that are actually intact in this hallway?
I'm looking around to see if I see anything. Any light bulbs that aren't damaged.
You don't notice anything of sorts, but you do spot the shadow figure. It is now peeking into this section where you are at.
Josh, I have an idea. What if we go back to the auditorium, and what if we can take some of those light bulbs from those lights, and what if we smash them in a particular location? That might be the trigger that'll get us out of here.
It could be. Or for that matter, if we could replace bulbs. I have no clue what we're supposed to do, but nonetheless, we do need some fresh bulbs, it would seem.
As you make your way back, avoiding this shadow figure, you notice that the light bulbs on the stage, they are very different from the ones in those tunnels. And they seem to be impossible to remove and extremely hard. You cannot remove them.
Well, so it goes for that idea. We can't remove these light bulbs, and they're just they won't budge.
The shadow is now moving faster towards you at a brisk pace.
Alberto, do you think we should try to lure him into the direct light? Or
Let's lure him into the direct light. Maybe that'll protect us, or
worst
maybe
case?
worst case scenario, it can hurt the shadow. Shadows can't exist where light is, so let's give it a shot.
I shield my eyes and walk directly into the beam, trying to keep an eye on him as well.
Likewise.
You do just that, and once again, nonsensically, illogically, the shadow is unaffected, and it is now quickening its pace towards you.
There's not a lot to go off on here. Maybe we should run back to the four light bulbs and see if there's any doors that we can run through. I attempt to run past the shadow and go back to the 4 light bulbs. Josh, why don't you come with me?
I'll run on the opposite side of the room, going towards the door.
Because the shadow isn't exactly running after you, it is possible for you to avoid it quite easily for the moment. You are now in the west tunnel, where the 2 light bulbs are in the northwest and in the southwest.
I'll go to the northwest and try to collect the 2 bulbs.
The moment you touch one of the light bulbs, it shatters and remains shattered, but the light is still being produced from it.
I touch the other bulb.
You cannot break it. You cannot remove it.
What if I touch it? I go down and touch the light bulb to see if it breaks with my touch.
Nothing happens, but now the shadow figure once again peeks into this section looking for you.
Josh, what if we were to run into the area with the 4 light bulbs and touch them? Maybe that'll cause something to happen.
I'm up for anything at this point.
All right, let's run past this thing. It seems to be a little slow.
You avoid it easily again, but now it is picking up the pace. You realize immediately that the light bulbs in the main room are as strong as iron. They cannot be broken. But you notice that the light bulb in the southeast section of the east tunnel breaks under your touch, and it still produces light from the socket.
Okay, the southeast light bulb broke as well. What if we were to touch all the bulbs in the cardinal directions diagonally, and maybe that'll cause something to happen?
That's possible.
Now the shadow is running at you. You didn't even notice it as it made its way.
Oh my God, look out, Josh.
I'm going to sprint towards the stage and try to leap on it.
Josh manages to escape safely, but the shadow catches up to Alberto, and Alberto disappears with a crunching sound. It is clear that Alberto has died. Josh now remains alone.
Alberto. I peer down from off the stage, looking to see what I can tell. See if I can see Alberto.
Alberto is nowhere in sight, but you see the shadow creature approaching fast.
I look around on the stage towards the faces, and I walk over to the wall and start pushing on the faces.
Nothing seems to happen, but you notice that there is a face exactly like Tyler's face and another face exactly like Alberto. And you notice from the corner of your eye, the shadow is about to approach you.
I just reach out for both of their faces as it gets closer.
As you do just that, the shadow touches you and you die. The game is over. We are out of character. Reactivate your cameras and your audio.
Uh,
We are out of character. Okay, that last puzzle was like the greatest challenge. The thing is that those light bulbs, you needed to destroy them in a certain order.
that's
Yeah,
what
that's
I
why-
was trying to. I was sitting here. I was so nervous. I was like, "Are they gonna figure it out?"
Couldn't
Man.
escape the Backrooms, but well, you can't win them all. You can't
That's
win them.
true. That's true.
Exactly.
So, what do you guys think about the entire thing?
Oh, I loved it. I had a great time. Very Clive Barker-esque.
A lot
Yeah.
of a lot of thinking and a lot of trying to just think outside the box and try to put together what can work with what, and also try not to do too much experimentation at risk of dying.
Yeah.
That's-
You were
that's
pretty
interesting.
close. That was the last back room.
The there was really that tension the whole time where there was a lot of like, do we have time to get the answers right, or do we just need to try stuff? But of course, in my case, just trying stuff got me killed. So
I thought you were going to toss it into the fountain, but then you do the.
I thought he was too. I was a little surprised at the throwing the bird at the mannequin. As soon as he said that, I said, "Oh no! What if that? What if they killed us all?"
Yeah, it was hard not to say anything, but I was like, this is a decision. We must move forward. That was great.
Maybe
though.
it was a think outside the box sort of thing. I thought maybe my thought in the moment was maybe the rust in the fountain was the sign that someone else had done that and then got
Didn't
killed.
do anything.
Yeah, I
Yes.
didn't do anything and they got killed.
Well, it makes sense because it had the nail for a beak.
Mm.
Possibly did that. I don't know, but
I
it
don't
was
know,
great.
yeah.
Yeah, I put a few like distractions, like
Mhm.
red herrings, to see if you got a bit confused. Yeah, I actually thought that the three of you were going to die at the school, because
Yeah, that was close.
That
Yeah.
was a close call, honestly.
Yeah.
That furnace was really, really rocking my noggin, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt like kind of a bit of a miracle that the furnace happened to open and grab this creature and kind of give us a breathing moment to figure out what to do next. I thought we were done for too.
I think it was a great example, especially that part of how you have to run horror in tabletop RPGs, because you can't get away with cheap scares. Like you can't jump scare somebody in a tabletop RPG, right? There's no, unless you like, I don't know, physically shook them or something. But it has to be more suspense thriller, right? So
I also liked it how Tyler rescued Josh from going out of speaking.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You did good.
Because I was going to say, oh, you lost your sanity point, but then Tyler went.
Yeah, it was hard. And I definitely is something in general, trying to work on and improve on, because I mean, it's your mind gets to thinking, especially in that scenario, so much, and then you feel like you're in the time crunch, and you just got to slow down and pace yourself somewhat. But
no, and it felt totally like it didn't take us out at all with just the one, because it was a situation where it's like, oh my god, does Josh see something that we don't?
That's why I was like, where are we?
Yeah, it was a good save.
Oh man.
What do you think about? Was there like a sense of claustrophobia at any time?
Especially in the tunnel. Yeah, I'm a fairly claustrophobic person, but I looked around and I'm like, oh, I'm definitely the skinniest person. I'll take one for the team here.
I'm gonna bring out my X card.
Oh wow.
I don't know if about claustrophobia. I mean, I just definitely understand from Tyler's point of view, but for me, I think one of the biggest challenge, or the thing that I really wrestled with, was not knowing. There's the there's the unknown, and not only is that there's a sense of unknown, but we're sort of in this completely other plane of existence that doesn't abide by our own typical rules, the laws of physics and such. So there's a sense of unease and trying to piece together a puzzle before something, some looming, doom threat approaches us in some sort of, supernatural, spooky manner. That was something.
And I think part of what helped is not knowing what we're rolling. So you don't have because you roll, sometimes you roll in a system you roll a 1 or you roll really high, and you sort of already know at least somewhat what the result's going to be before it happens. But here it's just you do stuff and you wait and find out.
I'm actually just from playing in the Dark and Terrible campaign as well. I'm kind of a huge fan of that now. I'm
really
not sure, I don't know. Maybe that's the topic for another conversation, but something to explore and playing different systems as well. Maybe
I personally in my systems, even like crunchy systems, I think you need to have mostly the players handle things. Otherwise, it's just way too much for the GM. Yeah. But I will always roll perception for characters, right? Because then you get into the meta knowledge thing. If they roll a nat 1 on a perception check or something, and the player is still suspicious, even if the player character is like, "Oh, I didn't see anything." So it creates this dissonance.
True. Yeah, that's definitely felt great.
That's what I also like about diceless systems. Sometimes you also have that uncertainty. So when the player focuses completely on describing the actions, you also get that sort of feeling.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to the horror and suspense element, how would you grade it or describe it? Because Alberto mentioned that the fear of the unknown, right? Yeah.
I think, what is it? Lovecraft said, fear of the unknown is the first fear. It's the primordial terror. It's something that everybody can relate to. So, horror is always subjective. Everybody's going to be frightened by different things. And, it was never a thing where I'm like, actively scared, but it was very suspenseful. I could feel my heart rate rising in some of those areas where like, oh, we got to do something now. The thinking of all the moments in classic movies where they try to start the car and something's chasing them, and you're cranking it over and you don't know what's chasing them. You just know that something is chasing them and you need the car to start. Maybe it was fine, but are you going to risk it?
Yeah, I had to kind of play almost like a caricature of myself because, if I was just thinking of Josh, right, self-preservation would have been you would have just seen me hauling ass the entire time, pretty much. Whoa, okay. I love you guys, but
I actually think that the way that you three played, it kind of presented this Silent Hill style of situation.
It felt that's a very good.
In Silent Hill 1, Silent Hill 2, the characters, they don't react exactly normal. They're like,
true.
Have you seen my daughter? They're surrounded like monsters, and they're like, where's my daughter? Have you seen Maria?
That's a very good explanation. It did feel very much like Silent Hill.
Because it can get into those situations. Sometimes people react very weird to some disturbing situations. You don't know if you're actually going to get a bit momentarily dead inside, and you're, instead of going you're going yes, I need to go over there.
One thing I like to add on top of what's already been said is that from the moment before I was the last one to touch the plant, and there was that figure that had the fleshy eyes, and he had the smile underneath. He had this creepy grin. That really, for me personally speaking, that kind of set the stage that this is really where my brain sort of went from what I typically do, aka knowing a little bit about martial arts. I might act in a stance of self-defense, but because there's this thing that's not really normal, it's not of our world, it's, oh geez, I don't know what that is, I don't know what it can do, I'm not going to find out, and let me get out of here. And I think that sort of sense allowed us to live up to the point that we were able to make it up to.
I don't know if you have seen an anime or manga called Gantz. It's a very surreal anime. They go into these different situations. In order to avoid spoilers, many of the things that you would expect from real life do not work in those situations. Even the toughest, strongest guy approaches you could approach a small being, and it kills you in a second. So,
Yeah, that's what I was half worried. The baby thing, I was like, I don't have any other ideas. I would, I'm like, if I was in a stressful situation, what am I gonna default to? Probably trying to kick it, right? Like, I didn't, because I'm like, I don't run. I'm not a runner. I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna be trying to run upstairs away from this thing.
Yeah, well, it was amazing, and I think you were great players throughout the entire thing.
Mhm.
I kept thinking as if, wow, it's going to be very difficult for them to piece things together, to reason things while they're still trying to stay alive. It's like you have to double think everything, your
Yeah.
own self-preservation or keeping yourself safe while figuring out the puzzles. Well, thank you to everyone who is watching us at home, who has watched this one shot. Let us know your own thoughts and comments in the comments section below. Thank you as always for watching my videos, and if you wish to support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description. We are going to stop the recording, and remember, it is better to roleplay and fail in character than not to roleplay and fail as a player. Once again, thank you, and see you later.